Boom. What's up, Board Wrestling Live? Welcome back. We are here again. I got this great hat from Go Earn It. They sent it. Nice wrestling hat from them. Thank you, guys. And I'm here with another amazing wrestling mind in our country. He is the head coach for men and women's up at St. Andrews. He's a four-time NCAA qualifier out of the Fighting Mocs of UTC, four-time SoCon champ, and he's a Florida boy, two-time champ out of Springstead. So we got him here today. He's back. He was on my show early on, right after the season ended and the Corona started. But we got him back now. He's a lot deeper in the waters there now, so we can discuss a few more things. Plus, I think I've learned a few things over the last 4 months, so I'm getting better at this. I'm a little more comfortable. Yeah, so it's cool. But man, Coach Soto, what's up, my brother? Thanks so much for staying in touch and wanting to come back on, man. I'm glad to have you.
Yeah, definitely. Glad to be back on. Thanks for having me, and thanks for hosting the show and everything like that. I love watching the interviews and stuff.
It's been a blast, man. It's been fun, and I don't know. Some people say that they like it because maybe I ask the questions they want to ask, but because I'm too stupid to know better, I ask them.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, hey, whatever the reason is, y'all, you like the show, I'm good with it, right? Just let's keep on the movement. Let's get wrestling into people's living rooms. But I know you and I talked at the at the beginning of this, and I don't think we, the country was quarantined when we were talking, and I think we just thought we'd go on for like a month like this, and then things would open back up. But obviously that didn't happen. A little more serious than we thought. But what did your summer look like, man, with all this? How was it affected? How long till you guys got back into where they let you back on the campus and stuff?
Yeah, so we when it initially hit, I think we nobody really knew what to expect. There was a lot of questions up in the air. So what we tried to do was just keep an open mind. We can do what we can, but we just try to keep open mind or stay open-minded and really be fluid and flexible. So I think, our coaches and staff did an awesome job, and administration, keeping us informed. And, if we had questions, they'd get them answered and stuff like that. So
that's good. And what would you guys do, like some Zoom stuff with the kids, or you had them on programs just to make sure they were still staying healthy? Or were you from the mindset like, you know what, a break is good, relax, enjoy the family, do your thing?
Yeah, I think it was more of a mix. We have we have Zoom meetings. We definitely wanted to stay in contact with the guys and definitely just keep that team camaraderie together. So that was really important. I think we sent some workouts, but we did make them optional, just and they were outside workouts. It was nothing with the gym or anything like that. So we'd send them or I'll say like, hey, this is what I'm doing for workouts, guys, and stuff like that. So
yeah, very cool. So at what point have you started to allow people back on campus? Are your wrestlers back, or are they still kind of trickling in, or when did you guys say, hey, we're good to go, come on back home?
Yeah, so we're actually running it's an exciting time for sure, seeing students coming back on campus. So we're running check-ins right now. I think some of the football players and some of the fall sports they're checking back in on campus, and I think move-in day is the 21st for us. So we're looking forward to it.
That's cool. Now, is your school doing are they on like a quarantine process? Like I spoke to Steven Villalobos, who wrestled down at South Dade, and he just flew out to Wyoming to start school. But they, as the kids are coming in, because he's from Florida, from a state that's got some issues, they make him quarantine for a few days. Is that the process throughout the country? Is that what you guys are doing also, or?
Yeah, we're I think it'll be pretty extensive. We just want to keep everybody safe. So every morning, I think every morning before I think 6 hours before the workouts, we get our temp checked. It's cool. We have like this little it looks like a metal detector almost. But you put your wrist up to it and it takes your temp, or your wrist or forehead, and it'll take your temp, and then you get like a wristband and then you're good to go. But yeah, we have COVID procedures. We'll take temperatures before every practice and and socially distance and stuff like that.
Cool. So that's good. I mean, there's precautions in place,
Mhm.
and hopefully everybody realizes it's safe for the kids to get back to school.
Yep.
I know at a youth level, my kids are starting tomorrow, but they're going to start home first. Um, my wife
Okay.
doesn't want to be like the first wave in. She wants to see.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's, you know, it's like the chum in the water. I think that first wave is going to be like the test, and unfortunately, you're going to see some kids and teachers get picked off as far as getting sick, not dying, but kind of catching it, and then they're going to realize, okay, we got to adjust this, got to adjust that, and then they're going to get it right. And then I think because nobody's ever been through this before, right? So
Yeah.
process of
First time ever. So
yeah, and
yeah,
kids,
it's definitely.
kids need an outlet. Kids need to be around kids. So
Mhm.
better sooner than later. So with that being said, man, so you take over a program that I guess had a guy there for like the last 13 years, and then it wasn't a program for 36 or something. He brought it back, right, and led it for a while, and then here comes Coach Soto. And not only do you get the men's side, but you get the women's side too, man. How's
Yep.
it been so far? Getting yourself acclimated, running both programs. What's that like?
So we're kind of in the planning phase right now. We just I think with both programs, we need to be efficient in how we use our time, so that both programs can develop and, be successful. So, I'm fortunate. I'm in a position right now where, I have the time to dedicate to both. So we can plan things accordingly, recruit efficiently and just make sure we're, getting good athletes in, getting good athletes that, can add to the culture and athletes can kind of leave their mark on the program. So it's been fun for sure.
And now having men and women on the program, I know the men have been there for years. Is this
Yep.
going to be the first year of women, or have they been there for a few years already?
Yeah. So this upcoming season will be our first season for the women's program. We've had a lot of coaches come up and ask about it, and I think we're pretty excited for it on campus. So yeah, we'll start this year. I think we'll have a small group to start off with because just because of COVID, and we announced a little late, so we'll be able to really focus on our group this year. But I think when we have a full year of recruiting and we'll get some depth on the roster and stuff like that, I think we'll be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, it's awesome, and a lot of people are saying that young wave of girls coming up are just littered with some hammers, and it's going to be nice to see them start to get through those youth years and get into these college programs and on the world level. They're really going to make a lot of noise. So hopefully St.
Yep.
Andrews can get some of those girls into there and do some damage, right?
Yeah, for sure. Just like scouting and watching film, you're like, you're blown away just because some of these matches, like they'll get you excited. It's there's some barn burners, but then there's stuff where it's just like, man, you're freaking good. So
Yeah, and just promoting them, and then we get to know their names. That's the big thing, right? Promote the women's, right? And
yep.
look what the UFC did now. Man, most cards you look forward to you're like, well, I want to watch those two girls go at it. Man, that's badass.
Yeah, I think the Thug Rose fight was the most recent one I've seen. That one was awesome. I think they won fight of the night or something like that.
Yeah, so it's awesome. So, man, so what has kind of been your philosophy in growing? You took over a program that kind of had some history on the men's side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now you're starting a new program on the women's side. What's kind of been your philosophy and trying to build a staff and doing things like that? Because here you have kind of an engine that's running, and you want to add a little bit of Nick Soto to it to make it better, right? And then here you have nothing, and you're kind of building. So how have you been able to kind of separate your time and focus to really, put a little bit of Nick Soto into both sides?
Yeah, so I think we'll, culture is definitely a really big part of what we're doing here. We want, we want to have a healthy culture, supportive environment, really competitive environment. and just a continuous improvement, or just living a championship lifestyle. So I think with the guys, we have like a good, I think we're headed in the right direction with our culture. For the girls, I think we're going to funnel that into it. So, there's obviously some different stuff that, we talked about earlier that, they'll be separated on some occasions, but, we want a big team unity aspect to the culture. So, and there's differences, like the guys are folk style, girls are freestyle. So, there's different stuff we got to focus on, but we'll have a technical development for, our men's team and technical development for our women's team, and be able to be cohesive, create some cohesion in there. So,
Yeah, and I know that you've been successful in building your staff on the men's side. I know you're starting to want to do that on the women's side. Have you brought some coaches in yet? Are you looking for some coaches? What's the next step?
Yeah, so we're looking for an assistant. The assistant will be involved in both programs pretty heavily. It'll be a collaborative effort. So we're still searching and taking applications and stuff like that.
Nice. So yeah, hey, women's coach, they need one. St. Andrews, let's do it.
Yep.
Cool, man. So now the recruiting trail this summer a little bit different. You weren't allowed to go to people's houses, right? You had to do everything through Zoom and kind of that way. Maybe if you had some people in North Carolina close to you, you could probably touch base. But for the most part, there wasn't getting on the planes, going cross country, doing the things you normally do. What was the adjustment like there?
So usually, I think a big part of the recruiting experience is getting on campus and seeing the school, meeting the team, getting that, what it's really like to be on campus. So we weren't able to do that, but, I think we did a good job of, and when I say we, like our guys did a really good job. If somebody signed, it wasn't like, I didn't even tell them to do this, but they got them into the group chat. They're like talking smack back and forth and all that fun stuff, but
Starting the camaraderie already, right?
Yep. So they got to get a feel of, hey, what's the team like and stuff like that. So we had to get creative and figure out different ways to do things, but I think we did a good job. We got a good group coming in and a good group coming back, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I think with our girls this year, they're going to lay the foundation for the future of the program, so that's exciting in itself.
So what kind of athletes are you looking for both sides, men and women? And what kind of intangibles are you looking for? Are you looking for, hey, you can wrestle and you're smart, or are you looking for a certain type of personalities and people that can kind of fit into what you're building?
Yeah, and I think work ethic goes a really long way. If you can, if you have a strong work ethic, and you're beating down our door sorry, I'm like getting a call. And you're beating down our door for individuals. You're communicating with professors and stuff like that. And the work ethic goes outside of the wrestling room. That's one thing that really goes a long way with, a lot of college coaches. So, so work ethic's a big thing. And then just appreciating people. I think there's a lot of power in building relationships, building positive relationships. So, and that just keeps everybody on the team close. And then, it does us good in the community and stuff like that if we can branch out and build relationships with people. So.
Yeah, that's cool. And I know you guys are in the NAIA, and you look around the NAIA, and there's so many of the men's and women's coaches are from Florida. And you look out, is there a certain amount of maybe camaraderie, or a certain amount? How much easier is it to pick up the phone and be like, hey, homie, I got a kid, I just isn't working out, but I think it'd be good for you? Or is there some of that stuff that goes on with maybe Ashley or Vias or Britt or anybody that's around the country that you're familiar with? Is it easier to do some of that stuff now that you're close to, them?
Yeah, and I think that's a unique thing. Like, I think a lot of these coaches, we want to find the best fit for the athlete. There's not an ego involved or anything like that. So if we might not be a good fit, it's I think it's a good thing that we can all work together to find the best fit for the athlete too. So, yeah, there's a lot of that. And then, those coaches over at Life are awesome, and Coach Britt's awesome. Him and I have talked a few times over the summer, and, I'm looking forward to our duels because they're going to be fun.
Yeah, and I think everybody is chasing Grandview, right?
Yep.
During the NAIA, that's the carrot, right?
Right.
Guys, building great young men and women up there, huh? Everywhere.
Mhm.
You guys,
Right.
man, the NAIA is just unbelievable. I didn't know anything about it until I started the show. I mean, okay, I lie a little bit. I did go to a Southeastern wrestling match.
Yep.
And when they told me it was NAIA, I was like, what the hell does that mean? I didn't know that was a thing, right? So I did learn about it there because my buddy is one of the ADs over there. So that was cool. Man, Bud Hennenbaugh, my man Nick, Scott Tobia, the last coach was a nice guy, but an odd dude.
Yeah, I'll still go to Coach Brannick's house, and he's got a garden and stuff like that. And he's an awesome guy. Yeah, I think he still does his he writes articles and stuff like that. Huge wrestling guy. So he's awesome.
That's pretty cool. So what's it been like taking over both programs?
Definitely the workload's increased. But it's exciting, so it's not a burden by any means. We want to get the ball rolling and be successful. So definitely you got to manage your time a lot better, schedule things out, and really use your time efficiently. But right now I think we're ready to get the students on campus and get the ball rolling. I'm sure there's going to be a learning curve, stuff that we didn't really see coming, but we'll roll with the punches and make sure we're getting better.
And for parents out there that are listening or may hear this and they're worried about, their son or daughter is a wrestler, but they're worried about sending them back and allowing them to get back into that process. What would you tell them that you guys are doing to make sure that you keep their kids?
Keeping everybody safe.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned earlier, we have COVID protocols in place. I think safety is our first priority. Whether it's concussion, COVID, that's our first priority, is the safety of the athlete. So that's going to trump anything. And I always err on the side of caution. Just because we're looking out for them long term. So with the COVID protocols, temperature checks, everybody's got to wear. We actually got these really cool masks for the staff, St. Andrew's masks.
Nice. I like it.
Wearing that proudly. And then if it is concussions or anything like that, we follow the concussion protocol. We maintain really frequent communication with our athletic trainers and get the guys and girls in with a doctor when they need it and stuff like that. So a lot of it comes down to communication. So
parents, if you're out there listening, they're not just allowing the kids to walk into the room like it was before and just wrestle. They got to go through precautions and stuff. So
I know our weight room, we have we're not at full capacity. So we have 25 max, and that's coaches included. They're allowed in the weight room too. So
yeah, the high school, at least, I don't know what other high schools are doing, but I know that when campuses were allowed to open a little bit, our school reached out to the kids and said, you can sign up for a sign-up sheet to use the gym, and they'll give you I think it was 10 people at a time for your hour, and then you got to get out. So you can't just kind of, obviously at that age, they like to BS and hang out with their friends and their buddies, and it may take them 5 hours to do a 30-minute workout, but they got to move through now and have them do a sign-in sheet and stuff like that. That's cool. So I've got a son or daughter out there, and I'm looking at schools. I know my son and daughter just want to wrestle, but as far as the parent, I'm concerned with education. So what do you do to make sure my son or daughter is going to stay on course to graduate and get the grades and be able to go off into their career?
Yeah. And sometimes that transition from high school to college is, it's tough. You have a little bit more free time. You're around your friends more. You definitely got to manage and balance. You got to manage and balance your time effectively, right? But what we'll do is we give a lot of structure. So we switched over to a binder system this year, where the kids will come in, or the athletes will come in, and they'll hand us the syllabus, and we'll plan out the first semester, make sure we know when tests are due, get study plans together. And we'll do like weekly binder checks and stuff like that. So outside of that, we have 6 hours mandatory study hall. A coach will be in there at every study hall. If your GPA is above a 3.5, then, it's not mandatory that you go. But last year, our guys, I think we only had one guy that had above a 3.5 and didn't come in. I think they like that structure. They like knowing, hey, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from, 7 to 9, I'm knocking out my schoolwork. So,
Yeah.
but then if your GPA drops below a 2.5, then we'll add two additional hours. You can come in on a weekend or in between your classes, and you'll be with the coach, and we'll make sure that we're communicating with professors and stuff like that.
So between 2.5 and 3.5, you've got to do the mandatory limit. And then if you
Yep.
fall below 2.5, you get 2 more hours and an ass chewing. And then above 3.5, you can write your own schedule.
Yep. Yeah. And above a 3.5, you've proven that, hey, I can manage my academics, I can manage my athletic or workload. So, that really cultivates just some responsibility and taking ownership of your own grades and stuff like that, which at the end of the day is what we want. So
Yeah, I mean, wrestling is going to only last so long, right? Unless you become a coach afterwards. But even if you want to become a coach at your level, you had to get a master's, right?
I'm actually going to be working on my master's, but master's is usually preferred at most places. And we tell our guys, like, look, your athletic career is going to come to an end at some point, but you're going to go to work, for the rest of your life. So we need to keep that bigger picture in mind.
And come back and be a donor at our school so we can grow the program.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the plan. It's all the mission. So tell us about your recruiting class coming in. Do you just have a men recruiting class coming in, or now are you seeing a women's class come in?
Yeah. So for the men's, we have a roster size coming in from, or I think we have 25 right now. We're still tightening up some loose ends, trying to get some guys in a little bit later. But we have about 25. We should be full on the roster. Good full squad. I think we got some good guys that work hard. Got some good guys that are talented and credentialed. So a lot of them are from the Southeast. We really focused on the Southeast this year. I think the next year we're going to branch out and really cast a wide net. So for the girls, we did cast a wide net. We got 3 signed right now, still a couple offers out. And they're from, so we got one from Virginia, one from Arizona, and one from North Carolina. So yeah, we kind of cast a wide net because we might be a good fit for somebody on the West Coast too. So
you being a Florida kid, do you kind of pick some guys out of here? Do you recruit Florida heavy?
Yeah, and there's a lot of good coaching in Florida, and really in the Southeast. So definitely like Florida. We got Elijah Bliss and Dylan Housel coming in. Super excited about those guys. Got some guys from Georgia, Dakota Johnson, who had a really good senior year. His partner Lane Wilson and then we got some North Carolina guys coming in, Mikhail Warren and guys like that.
So you excited, huh? What's is there someone in there that you're like, wow, this one can win it all?
I think we got some sleepers. So got a couple guys out of Virginia I think could do really well, and a couple guys back that I think really developed. I'm excited to see what Jake does next year, what Iz does. I'm really excited to see how much those guys have developed, and if we could put a good season together and figure it out in March.
Do you talk shit to Omi?
Omi?
Yeah, you call him
Yeah,
up,
yeah, he's super cool.
talk shit to him and say, "Hey, we're coming for you."
Yep, yep. Oh
Uh,
yeah, I got a dartboard in the office, and I got
with
Omi just
with a
throwing
light view,
darts.
it says
Yep,
Lucha, and you're throwing stuff at it, right?
yep, yep. Trying to
It's
hit that
got his
bullseye.
face on there with a quote that says "Best colors in wrestling."
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I had Eric Wintz on yesterday. He's got that black and gold out there at Fort Hayes. That was looked pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That was nice stuff, man. Well, cool, man. Well, this has been awesome, man. I've got some of those ending questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Laurinburg or Chattanooga?
That's a tough one because Laurinburg's really grown on me. It's cool having that close knit, tight knit community. Chattanooga is really similar. I'm gonna go Laurinburg this one.
Sorry, bud. The Beast or the Iron Man?
I'm gonna go Beast. I had a buddy in college that won the Beast. So
Go with the Beast. All right.
Yep.
So what do you prefer, the experience or the observation? Meaning, being the wrestler or being the coach?
I think being a wrestler was awesome, but being a coach and helping somebody reach that goal, or when the light bulbs go off, and they've kind of taken ownership of, hey, I know this now. I think that's really rewarding. So I'm gonna go coaching.
Nice. 32 or Fargo?
That's a tough one. I gotta go Fargo on that one. I think Fargo's a real deal. So and Super 32 is too, but
Yeah. At least you can drive to the 30. Well, I guess you can drive to Fargo too, but that'd be a long drive. To 32's in your
oh
backyard.
yeah. Yeah.
All right, you've been in both these places. Who's got the better barbecue, Tennessee or North Carolina?
I gotta go with Tennessee. Tennessee has some really good food, especially in Chattanooga.
Nice. The Disney duel or the national duel?
I think Disney Duel. We went there when I was in high school. I think that's a really good tournament, really good competition. Some really good teams go there, but then I think some of the best memories we have are, back in the cabins playing pranks on each other. So
Yeah, it's got to be fun there.
yeah,
All right. Drums or flats?
I gotta go drums. I don't like eating flats. Yeah,
All
spicy habanero is nice though.
right, they say that rumor has it these are the two biggest tournaments in the country, and you've accomplished participating in both of them. The Scuffle or the NCAAs?
Scuffle is really cool, and it's definitely grown since I've been there. I think NCAAs is. I'll go with NCAAs. There's a lot on the line there. So
Yeah. All right. So you're in North Carolina now. You grew up down here. You like the Florida coast or the Carolina coast?
I like the Florida coast. That Clearwater Beach is really nice, and we used to fish out in the Gulf and stuff like that. I haven't been to the coast too much just yet, but in North Carolina. So
Did you see the new
I've heard
pier?
Wilmington's nice. And the what?
Did you see they opened that new pier downtown St. Pete?
No, I didn't.
You remember
Is that
downtown
pretty
they
cool?
used to have the pier years ago that had like the restaurant at the top, and they shut it down. They just opened it back up. It's a big like fishing pier and all this stuff in there. And it's supposed to be pretty cool. Just
Oh,
opened the
nice.
last couple of weeks, but I think the
Yeah.
best is that bridge. What's that we've taken the kids out to that bridge over off of Clearwater, that old bridge that you can fish.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's pretty fun there.
Huh.
All right, so the last one is the Fighting Mock or the Fighting Knight?
Fighting Knights all the way, man.
Fighting Knights all the way. That's
Oh
home.
yeah.
That's home. Cool. Two pretty cool mascots there. Man, well, this was fun, Nick. I I guess the other one went well too. I'd have to go back and look at it. Like I just had NATO back on and I went back and looked at the first one I did with him and I was like, damn, I did all right. It's not like when I was first having you guys on, I was like, all right, we're going to be live in a second now. And we were already live. Like I didn't even know it.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm getting better at this, man. Well, hey man, I really appreciate you reaching back out and coming back on and, man, keep kicking life's ass, man. And, doing your thing out there and growing the women's and the men's program and, the platforms, knock on wood, hopefully it'll be here for a while and you can utilize it as much as you like.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on and thanks for doing this. This is awesome.
It's been fun. I've learned a lot. So it's kind of been cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
My son still won't listen because he's a teenager, but he says, I hear enough of you at home. All right. Don't worry. But maybe one day he'll look at the playlist and go, that's why he did those. All right.
Yep.
Listening to
I pick stuff up all the time from hearing these interviews. So definitely keep them going.
Sometimes someone says, like, I don't know if it's just oblivious or it's just not something I'd ever focused on, but I had Devane Dodgens, great dude and great coach. I had a girl on and she was like, my boyfriend qualified for the is an Olympic qualifier in Canada, but didn't qualify for the Olympics. And I was like, well, how does that I didn't understand that you qualify for the Olympic team. So you can qualify for like the Canadian Olympic team, the US Olympic team, but then I guess you still have to go and compete in only the top 4 because they don't have 149 countries represented on the wrestling mat. So I didn't understand it all. So I'm like, hey, can you please explain it to me? But stuff like that, I'm learning. I guess it's kind of like soccer where you see the different A, B, C, D, and then top 4 teams go. So I don't know. I'm learning a lot of stuff.
Yep. Oh, me too.
Yeah. Like, what do I say? I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. No, that's that. I'm saying, what was that baseball player? I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid. I forget his name. That was pretty funny. All right, brother.
Yeah,
well, hey, what'd you say?
No, I was like, we'll figure it out. We just got to keep learning.
Plug it away, man. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. And I've always had your knight right up there over my left shoulder there. So
Yep.
Represented, and you have a great day, man. Enjoy that North Carolina weather.
Absolutely. You too.
Florida, so I know it's nice to be in North Carolina.
Yep. Nice change in seasons.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Kicking life's butt, man. Do your thing. See you, brother.
Absolutely. You too. Thank you.